Yo, what's good YouTube, man? It's Clutch. We back out with another video, man. Today's video, I got you guys with this new rare back-to-basket guard build in NBA 2K24. Now, this actually is a pretty rare build right here. Pretty solid build. It's pretty much like an ISO post-scoring build. Has really good finishing stats, as you would expect. It can also ISO, can shoot, has good strength, and it does have decent enough defense. Nothing crazy though. Let's get straight into it. I'm gonna show you guys how to make it. This stuff right here, personal preference. And then in order to get this build name, you do have to be point guard. If you go any other position, it will change the name of the build. So yeah, go point guard. And then I think 6'7" or 6'8" is the best height for the build. Now, for some reason, when I made the build 6'7", I had just way more attributes to work with. When I went 6'8", I just couldn't make nearly as good of a build if I went 6'7". So I did go 6'7" for that reason. I did max the weight out as well. I do want to have some strength on this build because this build is pretty much like a post score. It's a post scoring guard. It's going to have really high close shot and really high post control. And then I did max the weight out. I'm not sure what the maximum 3-ball is. I think it's an 80. For the mid-range, I know you cannot go above 77. Like I said, I just went 79 3-ball. I think that's more than enough. I'm not sure what the maximum is though. So go 6'7", 230 max wingspan. All right, moving on to the actual build. I'm gonna show you guys how to make it. So I am going to start off with the physicals first. Now, of course, we did go 81 speed. This will give us silver hyperdrive and our silver speed booster. And then I only went 70 acceleration. The reason why I did this is because, unfortunately, in order to get this build name, I think our maximum perimeter defense and steal is an 82. If you go above that, it does change the name of the build. So usually you would go 73 XL for like silver blow by and silver fast feet. We're not getting silver fast feet anyways or blow by, so I just went 70 XL. That will give us bronze fast feet. And then for the strength, I did put this to an 86. You're probably wondering, why don't you just stop at 84? 84 will give you that silver bulldozer, silver brick wall, and silver immovable enforcer. But since this build does have high post control, you guys can't see right now, but 86 strength will give us gold back down punisher. I figure if we're gonna go 84 strength, might as well just go 86 so we get that gold back down punisher. I did put my vertical to a 70. That will give us bronze posterizer. And then I did go 96 stamina. You only have to go 93, but I just went 96. All right, now that the physicals are done, let's get straight into actually making this build. So let's go ahead and start off with finishing because this definitely is the most like upgraded category. All right, now close shot. In order to get this build name, your close shot does have to be pretty high. It actually has to be all the way up to a 95. 95 is actually not bad. It does give you that Hall of Fame fearless finisher. If you want to go higher, I'm pretty sure you could, but I think 95 is definitely all you need. Now, unfortunately, it does have to be at least a 95. If you go 94 and below, it does change the name of the build. So if you want this build name, your close shot does have to be at least a 95 for Hall of Fame fearless finisher, which is pretty OP. And then you guys can pretty much see all the other badges for yourself. Pretty solid badges with that. Driving layup, I left this at the bare minimum, which was a 61. That was the bare minimum with my ball handle. So yeah, if you want to go higher, definitely could. I just left it at the bare minimum. And then driving dunk, I put this to a 75. I think that's definitely way more than enough. 75 driving dunk does unlock pretty good driving dunk packages. You also get silver aerial wizard and gold spin cycle with that. And then, like I said, I did go 70 vertical, so we at least have bronze posterizer. And then there's all the other badges you guys can see for yourself. And now, since this build is a post score pretty much, I did want to have a decent staying dunk, so I got it to a 45. If you guys don't know, 40 staying dunk does unlock 2 hand staying dunk packages, and 45 unlocks 1 hand staying dunk packages. Since this build is going to be posting people up a lot with high post control and high strength, I think having at least a 45 staying dunk is mandatory. All right, now post control, this also does have to be pretty high. It has to be at least a 93. If you go 92 and below, it will change the name of the build. But it's not terrible because 92 post control does give you gold unpluckable, which is pretty nice. but it does have to be at least a 93. 93 doesn't get you nothing. That's just how high it has to be in order to get the build name. So yeah, make sure you at least go 93. Could go higher if you want to. But with the pulse control, we do get that gold unpluckable, gold back down punisher. Like I said, you guys can see for yourself that back down punisher does require an 86 strength. I figure if we're gonna go 84, might as well go 86. And then you guys can see pretty much all the other badges: Hall of Fame post fade phenom, post spin, hook specialist, and dream shake. All right, now moving on to shooting, I did put the mid-range to a 72. That will give us silver mini magician. Like I did say earlier, the maximum mid-range in order to keep this build name is a 77. If you go 78 and above, it does change the name of the build, so just keep that in mind. And then I did max out the 3-pointer to a 79. That will give us silver blinders, pretty good silver badges as you guys see. You also will get pretty good jump shots with that. I'm not sure what the maximum 3-pointer is. I did go 80 on another build and it did still give me the build name. I'm not sure if you can go anything higher than that though. And then I didn't touch free throw, I just left that at a 55. All right, now moving on to playmaking, I put my pass accuracy to a 70. I think that's definitely the bare minimum. In my opinion, this type of build is more of like a ones build and a twos build. And I'm telling you from experience, 70 pass accuracy is definitely way more than enough if you're playing twos. Even if you're playing threes, I think 70 is definitely not that bad. Now, if you're playing rec, then I would probably maybe go for like a 75, 77. If you're not playing rec or pro-am, 70 is more than enough. And then I did put the ball handle to an 81. Of course, that will give us that silver speed booster. And then go 75 speed ball. That will give you the silver speed booster, silver hyperdrive, silver triple strike, bronze blow by, and you also will unlock that Magic Johnson dribble style with that. Now I just did the bare minimum ball handle in my opinion. I went 81 for the silver speed booster. I think the maximum is probably like 85. I'm not sure what the maximum is. If you want to go higher, go ahead. I just went 81 for the silver speed booster. You also will have gold unpluckable with this, Hall of Fame physical handles, pretty solid badges with this. All right, now moving on to defense. Now interior defense, bare minimum, put it to a 61 for the bronze anchor. But like I said, this particular build, since it does have really high like post scoring and close shot, this is probably like a ones or twos build. On the ones and the twos, you will play a lot of post scores. So I did put my interior defense to a 74. This will give us bronze post lockdown. Now I did try going 82 interior. That will give you silver post lockdown. For some reason though, it did change the name of the build. So I think 74 is probably the maximum for that bronze post lockdown. And then perimeter defense, I did say this earlier, but I think the maximum perimeter defense is an 83. Same thing with the steal. 83 steal is the maximum. If you go 84 steal or 84 perimeter, it does change the name of the build. So I just went 82 because it does give you that silver challenger, and you still get bronze clamps, silver 94 feet, pretty good badges as you guys see. And for the steal, maximum is an 81 for the silver interceptor. You could go 83 at the maximum technically. There's really no point though. You don't get anything for that. I just went 72 though. It will give you bronze glove, bronze interceptor, and bronze right stick. And then I did put my block to a 77 for the bronze anchor. If you want silver chase down, then you definitely could figure out a way to do that. I just went 70 vert for the bronze posterizer and 77 block. So we at least have bronze anchor. And then I did get my defensive rebound to a 60, which will give us that bronze box out beast and the bronze rebound chaser. And as you guys can see, here's pretty much the build, the back to basket guard. Not a bad build. I know a lot of people might not like this particular playstyle. It's definitely not a build for everybody, but if this build does fit your playstyle, it's definitely not that bad. You do have crazy insane close shot, really high post control, good shooting, good enough playmaking in my opinion, definitely good enough defense, definitely nothing crazy. And then we do have good physicals with that 86 strength, so we do get that gold back down punisher. Pretty solid build right here. And as you guys can see, this build does have shades of Marcus Smart, Cade Cunningham, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Like I did say, this build is called a back to basket guard. But yeah, that's pretty much the build. Let me know what you guys think about this build in the comment section below. If you guys have any other builds you guys would like me to make a video on, please let me know. I really would appreciate it. I also will shout you out right when the video starts. Make sure you guys do drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'm out.